That was a pretty brutal loss, obviously, for Jacksonville and Urban and Trevor. I mean, honestly, got to be their worst football days of their entire life. I mean, there were some other difficult losses, I'm sure. None worse, though, than the Atlanta Falcons. Because Jacksonville's like, we got the young quarterback. Green Bay's like, well, we got the MVP quarterback. We got Devontae Adams. Atlanta's like, well, what do we have? Just one game.
One game. Everyone just
get it.
Break pumping.
But the number of times that I saw Matt Ryan get sacked and then cut away to Arthur Smith, there was one time where he just was shaking his head.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what the play call was. I don't know if there was an audible from the play call. I don't know anything. That's the thing when you're a fan. When you're a fan. And Arthur Smith could have been shaking his head because the protection should have been different and the lineman screwed up. Or he's shaking his head because there was a hot route and the receiver didn't know it. Right? But when you're sitting here at home, he's probably sitting there shaking his head and you're sitting there thinking, man, I didn't want Kyle Pitts. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're sitting there as a fan thinking. Is that why Arthur Smith's shaking his head watching Matt Ryan get sacked?
Yeah. With
an offense that did nothing and Kyle Pitts wasn't even out there half the time? Such a difference maker. Kid's going to get a jacket. He's like, he had a bust in Canton on draft night.
Sure did.
And then, what do you have? 31 yards, something like that? 30-something?
Not a lot.
And then in comes Nick Sirianni, another first-time head coach. In comes Sirianni. In comes the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. In comes Jalen Hurts. And wasn't it in that building that Tua took the reins? Is it in that building?
Yeah, that halftime.
We told Jalen, sit. Tua, you're in. Jalen strolls into that building and looks like the two-way threat that any other two-way threat you don't want to see in the NFL looks like.
Hurts looked awesome.
He's tough to put on the turf, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's keeping his head up. He's got his head screwed on straight, and then he comes to the sideline, and Jalen Hurts has this sort of cool, calm demeanor. Like, I got this. This is his body language. His body language shows, I got this. But Atlanta, what do they have? They just got steamrolled by the Philadelphia Eagles, another team with just as many question marks as they have. And you're sitting here and thinking, is Matty Ice done? Is he toast? Is he officially done? Should they have gone in a different direction?
Rich, has Matty Ice melted?
No. I mean, just one game.
Yep.
But no Julio.
Calvin Ridley looked good.
I mean, higher register. The future for Atlanta, and if Atlanta struggles, it's that sliding door moment. They had a chance at Justin Fields or Mac Jones and chose Kyle Pitts. And that's the conversation that Atlanta's going to have every single time they struggle and lose like they did yesterday. And struggle and lose is a very kind way to term what happened to Atlanta yesterday.
Very delicate.
That's the worst loss of the weekend to me. Because it's rife with, did we do the right thing or not? And Arthur Smith could have been on board with Kyle Pitts. He could have been overruled. These are things that are in, and he will never say it. He'll never say it in a million years. He won't even hint in that direction.
Seal in a FedEx envelope.
But they've got a lot of work to do, Atlanta, after that beatdown. And their Week 2 contest is at Tampa.
Oopsies.
That next step is a Lulu. But this is also one of those games where Matt Ryan would just show up and start balling out.
Oh, yeah.
And he is Matty Ice slinging it all over the place. But the match was put on turf a lot yesterday and looked like there were no answers. And, I drafted Kyle Pitts in fantasy, so I was staring at it going, where is he? Where's 8? Why isn't 8 out there every snap? What are we waiting for? We're not in practice. We're not in film room. We don't know. But that's the way I went. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.